Hi, Rick Lineker here. We are going to be talking about some networking basics. This is for the NOS 130 class. Anyway, your computer needs a way to talk to other computers, and hopefully it has a network card installed. Otherwise, it has no chance. It may have a modem if it's an older computer. But what we're going to do now is take a look at how you find out what your settings are. If you go down here and run CMD for command prompt, and all you have to do is type ipconfig, and you will see the basic information. And what you're looking for here is the IP address, which in this case is 192.168.2.136, and my subnet mask is 255.255.255.0, and the default gateway is 192.168.2.1. Now the default gateway is the router or whatever it is you're connecting through, and the IP address is the unique identifier for this computer. It's kind of like your phone number. Now it's not necessarily a global IP address. Like if someone's in China, they may not see that IP address. And in my case, we're going through a router, so the router is the only external IP address that you can see, but we're not going to worry about that for right now. Okay, so now how do you know if your computer is configured correctly? Well, you have what looks like a valid IP address and what looks like a valid default gateway. Normally, the IP address, if it starts with 169, you did not get a valid IP address and something is hosed up. Also, another thing to look at is the default gateway should almost always start the first three octets, 192.168.2 in this case. They should almost always be the same, especially if you have an internal network here and you're behind some sort of a small office or small home router of some sort. Okay. Now you can also find more information if you say ipconfig/all, and in this case, what I'm really zeroing in on are my DNS servers. The DNS servers are 24.25.5.60 and 24.25.5.61, and that's going to be all different depending on your ISP. My ISP is who provides those, and those are the servers that resolve all of my domain names to an IP address. For instance, when I type www.google.com, it gives me back the IP address. In fact, I can do it right here. I can say ping www.google.com, and it'll come back and tell me the IP address of Google. I should also point out it could very easily give me a different IP address for Google right now, because Google is actually a web farm and not a single computer, so you never know when it's going to give you a different IP address. Okay, so that's DNS, and that's how you find your settings. Now, how do you change those settings? Well, you can go to Control Panel, and I usually just type in, well, let's see, I'll go over here to Network and Internet, and let's see, go up here and drill down on this, and you can see it's got everything listed there. So if I click here where it says Local Area Connection, I get lots of stuff about my card, and I usually go to Properties, and I will click on the TCP/IP-v4 and go to Properties there. And here's where you can alter your settings. Now notice, in both cases, obtain an IP address automatically is set, or if I want to specifically give it an IP address, I can click right here and change it, but you're almost never going to want to do that. And down here I can manually set my DNS servers, but you almost always want your ISP to give you those. Okay, so that's a very short lesson on your IP settings for your computer.